While premium TVs that bring cutting-edge innovations, or models like the recently tested U8Q, which earned our highly recommended award, are usually the most exciting for us to review and tech enthusiasts to watch, most TV buyers are actually interested in something more affordable. Manufacturers are often reluctant to send such budget models for testing since a lower price inevitably means certain compromises. But we always say that the best device is the one you can afford, perfection doesn't exist, and the real goal is to find something that meets your needs for as little money as possible without sacrificing too much quality. This time we got our hands on a TV that aims exactly for that balance, targeting a wide range of home users who primarily watch TV programs, use streaming services, or occasionally play games on a big screen. It comes from Hisense, a brand that has no problem showcasing products from every price category. The model in question is the Hisense E7Q Pro, which offers a more streamlined feature set compared to the U series, but still keeps some key technologies such as quantum dot, 144Hz refresh rate and gaming features, advanced picture processing, and more. We tested the 65-inch variant, though the same model is available in 50, 55, 65, 85 and even a massive 100-inch version. Let's see how it performs and who is it really for. In terms of design, the E7Q Pro is a fairly typical modern TV, but with above-average build quality, something we've come to expect from Hisense. The back of the TV is made of pressed metal with embossed sections that are both decorative and functional, adding rigidity and giving the TV a solid premium feel. The same piece of metal continues along the edges and even folds over to the front border of the panel, creating a slim profile reminiscent of OLED models. The frame on the front is just a few millimeters wide, while the display glass slightly extends in front of it, covering the panel and adding an extra 5mm border around the actual screen. Along the bottom edge is a contoured plastic trim with the Hisense logo on the left side and a sensor area under its mid part. The stand consists of two plastic feet at the front and back, spaced far apart. On this 65-inch version, you'll need at least a 1-meter wide surface to put the TV on. It's not the most visually interesting solution, but it's common in this price segment and gets the job done. Naturally, you can also mount the TV on the wall, which we recommend whenever the space allows it. On the center part of the back, there's a module containing the electronics and connectors divided into two sections. The smaller one, accessible from the rear, houses the LAN port, optical audio output, and one USB port. The larger section, located on the left side and recessed slightly inward, which makes reaching in when wall-mounted a bit tricky, contains an analog audio output and AV input, both as 3.5mm jacks, antenna and satellite connectors, CI Plus slot, another USB port with 1A power for external drives, and 4 HDMI ports. It's important to note that not all HDMI ports are equal. HDMI 1 and 2 are limited to 4K 60Hz, while HDMI 3 and 4 are fully featured, supporting 4K 144Hz, VRR, and EARC on HDMI 3. So if you're connecting a PC or gaming console, avoid the first two ports. Since most users instinctively go for HDMI 1 first, we think this naming should have been reversed. The two better HDMI ports deliver excellent gaming performance thanks to gaming monitor level refresh rates and AMD FreeSync Premium Pro support, both great to see on a TV in this price range. Once you enable game mode, you get a dedicated game menu showing refresh rate, FreeSync and HDR status, a crosshair overlay, minimap zoom, and various display ratios and genre-based presets. Given that it uses a VA panel and has input lag slightly above 13 milliseconds at 4K 60, supposedly 7 milliseconds on 4K 144, you shouldn't expect esports level responsiveness, but for casual gaming, the E7Q Pro performs impressively well for its class. The viewing angles are average for a VA panel, and backlight uniformity is acceptable in normal content, though not perfect on our gray test pattern. This is a direct LED panel without local dimming, which isn't surprising at this price point. Instead, the TV adjusts global brightness to enhance contrast between darker and brighter scenes. We measured a static contrast ratio of 3800 to 1, which is decent, though not quite as high as on some earlier Hisense models. Peak brightness reached 394 nits in HDR content, again decent but not enough for true HDR reproduction that starts with the U7 series. SDR brightness peaks around 170 nits, which is on the low side for very bright rooms, though reflection handling is fortunately pretty decent. Where this model shines is color reproduction thanks to the quantum dot layer that delivers richer and more saturated colors, a noticeable step up from the TVs without this technology. The panel supports 10-bit color, 8-bit plus FRC, and our measurements showed 88.5% DCI-P3 coverage. Factory calibration is also solid. In cinema and game standard modes, the delta E color deviation averaged 2.9, just under the threshold of 3, below which color differences are virtually imperceptible to the average human eye. Another strong point of the E7Q Pro is image processing, which is excellent not just for this class but in general. As we saw in the U8Q review, Hisense has significantly improved its processing algorithms this year, and the E7Q Pro inherits most of them, more than you'd expect considering the price difference. Motion handling, or MEMC, is particularly good with options to reduce both stutter and blur. You can fine-tune these parameters or choose from presets like film, clear or smooth, ranging from a cinematic look with less judder to ultra-fluid motion with the soap opera effect. The algorithms are effective, and the MediaTek Pentonic 700 processor, a slightly scaled-down version of the Pentonic 800 found in the U8Q, handles it smoothly with minimal artifacts. There's also AI-based picture processing, which isn't quite as advanced as on the U8Q, but still provides subtle improvements in fine detail and upscaling. Additional options include HDR from SDR, not really necessary on this model, but some may like it, and dynamic backlight control, which can also use an ambient light sensor to adjust brightness automatically. Overall, picture quality is a mix of what's standard for this class, with some tangible, meaningful upgrades. As for the sound quality, it is solid, it won't blow you away, but it has no major flaws either. The frequency balance is good, with slightly boxy mids typical for this category. Bass extends down to around 80 Hz, so it's not deep, but enough to give some weight to the sound. Varying levels of harmonic distortion are present in the low end on different frequencies, so bass isn't entirely consistent. On the bright side, volume output is more than sufficient, powered by a 2x10 watts amplifier. Audio processing supports Dolby Atmos and DTS Virtual X decoding, a 7-band equalizer, automatic volume leveling, and wall mount sound correction. Interestingly, there's even auto-room calibration, which works well and is worth running after initial setup to improve sound balance from your typical viewing position. As for the smart capabilities, the Hisense E7Q Pro runs the latest version of VIDA U platform, featuring a redesigned interface, more polished visuals, and several new functions. As we mentioned in the U8Q review, VIDA has evolved into an excellent smart TV system, fast, capable, and user-friendly. For most users, it's practically on par with Google TV, Tizen, or WebOS, except for a few niche features. The home screen starts with a large banner that sometimes shows ads, but more often promotes new shows or streaming content. Below are your installed apps and recommended content. The App Store, if you can call it that since everything in it is free, includes virtually all major streaming platforms, local TV providers, and a number of useful apps and games. Gaming fans also get a dedicated gaming hub featuring installed VIDA games, Couch Play, and cloud gaming services like Blacknut and Boostroid, which let you play PC games directly on the TV with a subscription using a Bluetooth gamepad from the comfort of your couch. A new feature this year is VIDA Home, a hub for controlling smart home devices, bringing VIDA closer to other major platforms. Also, VIDA Art has been redesigned, offering collections of classic and modern artworks for displaying when the TV is idle, plus the ability to upload your own photos. You can control the TV using the VIDA mobile app or the included remote, which is intuitive, well organized, and loaded with shortcuts to commonly used features. Even a programmable button you can assign as you like. The rubber dome buttons are of decent quality and the directional pad is more precise, making everyday navigation easy and pleasant. All in all, the Hisense E7Q Pro is an appealing mix for users who want a capable modern TV without paying a premium for technologies they may not need. A fairly standard panel for this segment is enhanced by quantum dot color, excellent picture processing, solid sound, and a very good OS and strong gaming features. For many users, this could be the ideal all-round choice, especially considering the price. In Europe, the Hisense E7Q Pro costs around €400 for the 50-inch version, €450 for 55, €590 for the 65-inch version, €1,080 for the 85 inches, and around €1,800 for the 100-inch version. The 800-inch version is particularly interesting as you get a truly gigantic screen for the price of some 65-inch premium models. Let us know in the comments which would you rather choose, and also how do you like what the Hisense E7Q Pro offers. If you enjoyed this video, hit a like and support what we do. You were watching Bench House, my name is Ivan, and I'll see you next time.